This episode's all about getting things up and running again, and hopefully a test ride on the MV. So Derek's paint job on the tank took it back to gloss white, and I think we'd ended up at satin white with that wonderful leather effect blue strip down the middle, which didn't match the airbox, so that's not a problem. And it's not the best paint job in the world, I have to say. A couple of nicks and scratches. Tank pad will go there, cover that one up. Stickers covered another one up, you can't see it now. So a few more stickers, and keeping it simple for now. Not really criticised, because the blue stripe was actually to cover up my own dodgy paintwork in the first place, so it was just a lucky accident. And like I said at the time, I didn't think I could replicate it, and I probably can't, so I'm not going to try, because I don't need to this time. That said, I am going to try some more interesting paint effects on future projects. Probably not the Ducati, as we know, because I'm going to paint that satin engine black. So yeah, next one. So that's it for now, keeping it nice and simple, and yeah, we'll see where that goes in the future. Meantime, I'm having to clean it up, because I think Derek did a bit of off-roading and loves stuff like Instant Shine. I hate cleaning things. Tedious. Talking of dodgy paint jobs, yeah, trumpets back in, airbox back in, oil breather back in, phase 2, snugging the fuel tank in with the airbox. But before I do that, while this is precariously perched, I'm going to put some of that friction tape on this, because I bodged it up with some insulating tape, and that's all come off in the paint process. So that's, yeah, bare electrics underneath the fuel tank. What could go wrong, eh? Several hours later, and a spacer, and we kind of got all that to line up again. Yeah. And yeah, okay, next. Jeez. Brake light all wired up and tested, and ready to put the seat in. Lovely jubbly. So unless I'm very much mistaken, it just leaves the trimmings, or the fixins, as you Americans say. I think that's it, you know. How exciting is this? I might even take it around the block. I'm not going to film that, because I haven't got the GoPro set up. Just when it seemed so simple. Yeah, that shit. That's a pain. That's really annoying. Okay. Well, just a push fit into rubber grommet. Gave it a good persuasion nudge with the palm of my hand, and apparently I'm stronger than I thought I was. Sheared the metal bracket. What a bummer. Half the problem, unfortunately, was that Derek, being the better man than me, took all those mounts, these mounts, off the fuel tank when he painted it, and of course nothing lines up anymore, which is a shame, because it did before. So for now, that's going to stay as it is until I work out what I've got to do. Because there's all these minor adjustments, like bloody kitchen cupboards, right? You got 2 mil this way, 2 mil that way, blah blah blah. Don't think so on the back end. Hate this shit. Talking kitchen cupboards, we're back on the subject of IKEA, possibly. Yes, and I have nothing against Swedish inventions whatsoever, because my wife's from Swedish origin, so yeah. And I do quite like Saabs, actually, the original Saabs that were designed by the fighter aircraft manufacturer. Cool cars. Since GM took over, not so much. Working on the 80-20% rule, which is the rule of life, I have to say. I'm gonna take it around the block. It's kind of there. It runs. It's got stuff The brakes work, I think we'll find out at the bottom of the hill. And oh yeah, I probably want to tweak the mirror somehow. That's interesting. Anyway, I want to tweak that, but apart from that, I think we're ready to go. Bearing in mind I've just got my slippers on and no protective wear whatsoever, I'm just going to take it for a gentle ride round the block. Yeah, right. You know me better than that. Well, that was a blast, I have to tell you. We seem to have a fuel leak again. Tedious. But yeah, I mean, if Colin Chapman of Lotus was ever right, adding lightness, I mean, this thing flew, having taken all that bodywork and everything off. Incredible. So, you know, a few pounds shaved off, ridiculously fast. It always was, but it's even faster now. Have to say that was a lot of fun and incredibly quick. And Derek was also quite right about me burning my leg. It got pretty hot from the exhaust, so I'm gonna have to do something about that. If I'm in leathers, it won't be a problem, maybe. Otherwise I could end up like Mr. Munro from The Fastest Indian with a burnt leg. It sounded fantastic too. I'm gonna have to strap a GoPro and do the same again, just for you guys. Yeah, amazing. Few things to sort out, obviously those side panels, which is immensely tedious. The mirror is completely in the way of my left arm as well. I'm gonna have to work something out on that. And the speedo's kind of difficult to see, it's at the wrong angle, so I'm gonna have to work something out on that. Although it's probably better if I don't actually see how fast I'm going. But I do have to reiterate, it was a blast. This thing shifts like you wouldn't believe. Not that it was sluggish before, but by Christ, wow. So the bear decided to come and check everything out, and he's kind of happy with everything as it is. Let's just say I could have hit 80 miles an hour from the bottom of the road to the top of the hill. Could have done. Nearly forgot my carbon fibre insets with the new mountings, with the riveted, yeah, you know, those inserts instead of the MV Agusta stuff that falls into the air intakes. It would have been a disaster, wouldn't it, Monkey Man? Monkey Man, what'd you do? Yeah. Extremely Heath Robinson idea number one, to heat shield the exhaust from my leg. I'm going to give it a test run later, see if it makes any difference. I have plenty of flexibility to bend it round a bit more if necessary, and see if that idea works before I completely redesign the exhaust system. So with that modification in place, I'm going to test it, and it would be rude not to take you with me. So I've strapped my GoPro onto the bike. Actually, it's not a GoPro, it's an SJ cam, which I found to be just as good, if not better. I have put my boots on, and I'm also wearing the only mandatory safety wear required to ride a motorcycle in Arizona, and that is protective eyewear. Very useful if you fall off. It's fun again, and it does seem to have made a difference actually. So I think I'm gonna come up with something nice to do the same job. We definitely have a fuel leak, which is yeah, not good. You can see a little puddle collecting there on top of the engine. Yeah, nice. And it's coming out of that new plastic, that boy there. It's coming out of there. So it's not the fitting, because that's brand new. It must be the O-ring itself, and it leaks more depending on what angle that's at. So I need to get that sorted fairly quickly. A quick delve back into the world of the MV, and still some issues to sort out. Fuel leak and burning leg and mirror position, not to mention the wibbly wobbly speedo mount. As usual, thanks for watching. Short one this time, just because it is. And I hope you enjoyed the test ride, short though it was. Do subscribe if you haven't already, and invite others to watch my lunacy. Hopefully we'll get that fuel sorted out by next time.